This tutorial will go over how to create a pivot table in Google Sheets for organizing and calculating data. You'll know how to make the pivot table, what happens if more data is added, why to use a pivot table, and then how to create a graphic from the pivot table. So teachers can organize things and students can use pivot tables for organizing data and calculating various components of their information in Google Sheets. So here we have a Google Sheet that's associated with this Google form. So now when a student fills out the Google form, they'll put, for instance, what group they're in, and then how many points they got. So group C, 4 points. And now we'll go back to this sheet, and as you can see, group C now had 4 more points added to it. Now, as you can see, this one's after C, so we organize this whole thing simply by highlighting this, going to data, and then sort sheet A through Z. So now it's sorted, all the groups are together. Now it'd be kind of taxing to add up each of these groups like this. So group A. So I don't want to go through this for all the groups, especially if there's a lot of responses in the Google form. So how we organize these and calculate totals for each of the groups is by creating a pivot table. And here's the example I made. Pivot tables let you visualize and see the spread of data along with the grand totals for data. So as you can see the spread of how much there is for each of these things, and then the grand total for all of the points assigned. And then I've also created a graphic, which is useful from this pivot table, which will change as points are added. So I will show you how to make this. When you're on the form, select the data, go to Data, Pivot Table. And then from pivot table, use the pivot table editor and then add rows. So the rows are going to be our letter groups. So for instance, the letter groups are A through D. So select that. And now as you can see, it's added A through D. And we can change the name on this too. So this is groups. And then now we need to add the columns. The columns are all the numbers. So these are the points, and let's change this to points. And it's in ascending order, which is what we want. You can decide if you want to show totals, which we will, because that's the point of making this for us. And then we need to add values. So we're adding the number values because we want to see the total of the points, not the groups. So we'll add those, and now we can see the layout of the points and the grand totals. From here, to create a graphic, all we do is go Insert, Chart. Now add the x-axis data by going x-axis, pressing on it, and then select the range and press OK. And now we want to add the series data. So this is the grand totals. So let's add the grand totals. Press OK, and now it's created the graph for us. If we want to customize the graph, for instance, adding titles to the top and to the different axes, then go to Customize, and now let's add some titles. So we'll add the chart title, which is Points by Group, and then let's add a horizontal axis title, which is Groups, and a vertical axis title, Points. And now once we've added all the titles, I also want to change the color on the bars, so I can show you how to do that. We will go to Series, and then if you want to change all the bars to one color, you can do that, or you can format a specific data point. For instance, A, press OK, and then choose the color you want. And do this for all of the data points. Okay, and so now we've changed it to all different colors. So if you ever click out, how you can edit this graphic is go here and then edit. So now that we're editing it, you can also add error bars, data labels, trend lines, although that's not really applicable to this data. So we can add these different components however you want your graphic to look. And then one last thing is you can go up here to the right click bar and then download this as an image. So we'll open this up, and now we have this graphic as an image. So you can continually check up and see visually how each group is doing. So that is how we create a pivot table and a graphic to go along with it.